Alright, stick your up and get in at the negotiation.
Hello again, and welcome to this video, which is going to be part of my series on vintage audio. I haven't made any of these for a while, but hopefully this one will be quite interesting. One of the first things you have to deal with when you are dealing with a piece of old equipment, whether it be vintage or relatively modern, is the state of the mains supply. And in this video I'll not only be looking at the restoration of this old Rigonda Russian-built stereo amplifier and record player, but also replacing the mains lead and mains plug on it, which is very critical. The actual equipment in question is this Russian-made Rigonda record deck and amplifier. It's the Corvette stereo amplifier, and one of the things interesting about this is before I opened it I realized that all the original seals were in place on the securing screws, meaning that probably it's the first time it's been opened since it was built. Also inside there are absolutely no indications of any previous repairs or wire replacements, so it's quite unique. So we're going to have a look at this and then have a look at the mains cables which have been supplied, which came with it. These the amplifier and the deck both supplied with mains cable, but it's 2-core cable. The plugs, however, are compliant. You can see they're the compliant 13 amp plugs with the black insulating piece on the conductor and the neutral, so they can be reused. That's not a problem. But the mains lead themselves are just 2-core, and the one from the amplifier is not screened either, not sheathed, so they will need to be replaced. So first of all, we're going to have a look at how that can be connected and earthed. We can earth it because it has a transformer. It's not an AC/DC type equipment, so it has to be earthed to comply with current regulations. So that's what we're going to do first. One of the first problems we have on this amplifier is that the 240 volt mains connection goes through a fused integral plug which is part of the back of the amplifier. If you remove the back, then you remove the plug from the pins on the actual amplifier. This is a safety device to prevent you powering up the amplifier with the back removed. However, it does present a problem because there is no earth connection through this plug. Here you can see the back removed and the connections to the amplifier exposed, but there's only 2 of them, and there are the connections to the plug with its integral fuse, quite corroded. There was no continuity through the fuse, which prevented the amplifier from working, as you can see in this picture, and on closer inspection you can see the amount of corrosion. So we have a problem. Do we replace the mains cable with a direct connection to the amplifier? If we do this, then we will have to include a fuse because the original fuse is included in the plug. And how do we make an earth connection through the original plug? So we're going to have to think about this and come back shortly. After much consideration, it was decided to retain the original plug by drilling a hole through it, allowing an extended earth wire from the mains cable to pass through the chassis from another hole drilled in the chassis and earth itself within the chassis. This allowed the plug to be fitted and removed with the back, retaining the original look of the amplifier and also having it earthed. When that was done, the amplifier was tested and found to be working absolutely fine. So that sort of solved the problem for the Rigonda Corvette. Well, that's it, complete. Here we are. The Rigonda Corvette stereo amplifier, complete with a new mains lead and a safety and a safe plug on it, and complete with a very good connection using the original socket on the back. So that's it really. There is a record deck that goes with this, which I've also replaced the plug on. Unfortunately, it has a lot of mechanical problems, which is another job. but not another video. This one's basically about getting this thing sorted with a safe mains lead on and testing it to ensure that it works properly. In actual fact it does, and it sounds quite good. It's quite a powerful amplifier. So thank you for watching. Hope that's been useful, not only for fixing this, but for making sure that electrical safety is maintained using correct plugs and stuff. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the not too distant future. Goodbye.
Alright, stick her up and get in at the negotiation.